Hi guys, I'm Amy of Amy Wienands, and I've got two of my great buyer's agents with me today, Trace Heyer and Garrett McLean, and we're going to be talking about, is there impact in the market from the latest news? What's going on with it? How are they responding to it? What's their perspective on it? And what are they seeing coming up? So these guys are great agents. They work with lots of buyers and are, boots on the ground and super knowledgeable. They know the latest and greatest in all, product knowledge, and are able to help buyers navigate really, really well through this process in this time. So anyway, Garrett, let's start with you. So tell me your reaction when you saw interest rates go over 6%.
So it's definitely, it's tough. We work with buyers, so that's what we deal with, is buyers calling us, hey, did you see this? Interest rates are going crazy right now. Mm-hmm. So keeping the insanity down, keeping motivation high, keeping hope alive is huge right now. Mm-hmm. Just being a voice of reason. One of the good things I heard recently was buyers right now could be in potentially a better position than buyers 4 or 5 months ago, because
you're telling me, just to clarify for you guys, you're saying that a buyer that had a 3% interest rate, or now at 6%, could be in a better position.
Yeah. So as your interest rate goes up, obviously you're going to be paying more. Your buying power goes down. Mm-hmm. But 4 or 5 months ago, buyers were paying potentially 15 to 20% above list price.
Correct.
That competition has gone down.
It definitely has.
Yeah. So buyers can sometimes negotiate the price down, get it at list price. So it kind of even things out. There? Yeah, exactly. It kind of even things out, and it's definitely a plus for the buyers right now. Right. That they need to realize.
Right. Trace, how did you react to the news?
Honestly, it wasn't a big shock to me. I think everybody kind of knew this was coming at some point with the inflation that we've been seeing. We've kind of just been lucky the past couple of years with, not lucky in the big scheme of things, but lucky to have these low interest rates. We were getting teased with these 2s and 3s, and to me it wasn't really a big shock. But to some buyers who are just getting into the market, it definitely can be a big shock, and it can be scary and overwhelming, and there's a lot to jump into, but it's just what we're all getting used to, and we're making the adjustments as needed, and just telling our buyers that we got them, we got your back. We're gonna keep plugging away at this, and it's all gonna work for the better for you.
Here's the thing. The other night, my husband is a loan officer, and he was on the phone, and he was locking someone in and to a rate, and he said, well, yeah, my interest rate today is going to be 6.4, and I go, what? I go, you mean 5.4, right? He goes, 6.4. I go, when did this happen? He goes, this afternoon. I go, wow. I go, it's been since 2007 since we've seen things increase to over 6%, right?
Right.
So now the Feds yesterday raised the rate by 0.75. It actually brought mortgage rates down. So mortgages yesterday on, what is today? Today is Thursday. Tuesday, they were 6.5, and yesterday, they were at 5.6 or 5.7 again. There's so much volatility going on in those things, but there's so many options for other product than just your typical 30-year fix. And that's where you guys kind of come into play. We strongly believe in strategy sessions in our office. We want to meet your need where you're at, right? And help you guide you to the best decision for your need. And sometimes we think that a 30-year fixed rate is my best decision, and when you look at it, especially if you're, just like life's happening, right? And things have become so transitional. 5 to 7 years is the average time someone spends in their home today. So do I really need to lock into a 30-year if I can lock into a 10-1 ARM?
Yeah, 10-1 ARMs are huge right now that buyers need to look into when they're looking to buy. I just bought a new home. I did a 10-1. Actually, I did a 7-1 ARM.
All right, tell me about it.
So a 10-1 ARM basically is an adjustable rate, but it stays locked for 10 years.
Right.
You can even go down to 7 years, which is what I did.
Because you wanted to bring the interest rate down.
Yeah, and 10-1 ARM, it normally is about a point lower than your 30-year fixed right now. It can adjust, but you have 10 years to either move, refinance. It gives you a lot of flexibility
And about every 5 years, we see a refinance market.
You're right. So I think every buyer should be looking at those ARM products right now. It's the way to go.
We have, when we're looking around at our files, and I've talked to a few loan officers, they've all told me that about 90% of all of the homes being purchased today are doing in-house ARM products. They're different from the ARM product of old, where they were all over the board and it was risky. I mean, here's the reality: unless you're putting 20% down, you're paying PMI.
Yeah.
And this allows that to go away. There's no PMI, which a PMI on a $200,000 house, let's say, will cost you anywhere from like $85 to $100. That's significant in the savings there. But then if we look at today, where the interest rate is on the ARM, it's going to take me like 12 years to catch up to what the interest rate is of today.
Yeah.
12 years. I've got 12 years on that current plan to just be where I'm at today. To me, that seems like a win-win.
Absolutely.
Who needs that? I mean, I have no fear with ARMs. I'm a huge proponent of an ARM product. I mean,
Absolutely, me as well.
yeah, there might have been ARM products back in the day that weren't good, but the ARM product of today is a great product.
Yeah. A lot of buyers, they hear, probably their parents have told
Uh-huh.
them, a balloon.
Yep.
The balloon payment is
Yeah.
what you want to watch out for.
Right.
The ARM products of today, they're different. They don't have that.
They don't have
So-
the balloon product. Yeah.
So that's a worry that can be just washed away.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's always been a big fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if I get to there and I can't make it happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really the issue. So, Trace, what do you see going forward? I mean, not that you have a crystal ball, but as far as, I mean, we're in the height of summer, we're in the height of activity. Does it feel good you're seeing some inventory come on the market?
It does, and I was just talking to Garrett before you even came in here. I'm like, I've seen probably 10 houses in this 220 to 230 price point.
Yeah.
Just this week.
Yeah.
I mean, we're definitely, probably this past month, I've been noticing so much more inventory, and it's getting a little bit more hopeful for some of our buyers,
Right.
who have been, kind of sitting waiting for the right house to come on the market. Now we're seeing, where I could show them just one house a week, now I have 10 to choose from.
Yeah.
In their price point. I mean, we're starting to see that climb and get, I don't want to say back to normal, but at least get back to a steady flow of things, where we're starting to see more houses come on the market at certain price points, and just getting the buyers hopeful for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how do you set your client up for good success? Like, if they're calling right now fearful, or if they're calling questioning, what's your counsel to them?
So, I mean, I think the best thing to do is look at historic interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in a decent position. We got kind of spoiled, like Trace said, with 2s and 3% interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normal.
Correct.
So, historically, I think we're still in a good position.
Mm-hmm.
The market here is very strong.
Here's the blessing that we have. Sometimes I think, okay, the Cedar Valley, the real estate market is not like Beverly Hills. It's not like Naples. It's not like, Montana. Right. We're not in the mountains. We're not on the ocean. But literally, the benefit of that is you're not seeing those extreme highs and you're not seeing those extreme lows. We've always been a very, 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 very stable market. So even like in 2007, 2008, there was no real strong impact on our market.
Right. We're pretty insulated.
There was
from
fear
those.
factor that we had to deal with. Like, the fear coming across the country through the news was real, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the impact locally in the housing market was not real.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we're going to see that same thing. We're really blessed to be in the community that we're in. We're a bit sheltered.
Yeah.
And so I'm thankful for that. Today I'm thankful for that, right? There's
Absolutely.
been times you're like, oh man, can you imagine selling $2 and $3 million houses and that was your everyday average? I mean, when our average price point is like, what, 260? And the average in the market is like 160? I mean, when I go to real estate conferences and they say, what's your average price point? I'm like, in our market? They're like, yeah, I go 160,000. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. I go, what do you mean? They say, you guys work a lot.
Yeah.
I go, we do work a lot. And they're like, oh. But in the other parts of the country, when it's, 6, 7, 800 grand a house, I mean, we have a very affordable lifestyle around here.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to have nice homes and we're not paying the huge premiums for them.
I got a call from one of my clients who lives in San Diego.
Yes.
Who bought a home in Cedar Falls just a couple years ago. Called me yesterday, sent me a link to this listing in Cedar Falls again at $350, and he's like, "Is this real?"
Yeah.
Is this really that cheap?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's pretty normal right here. So we're probably gonna write an offer today and potentially get it listed or closed. I mean,
Here's the great thing that we've seen, and this, just to keep our minds open, is with so many people doing remote work anymore, like the world is becoming, again, more and more, like we don't have a lot of borders anymore.
yeah.
Right? I mean, especially when you have the remote work opportunity. We are seeing people move to the Cedar Valley from other areas, from bigger cities, from bigger markets, where, $1.5 million is a 1,200 square foot ranch with a 1-car garage.
Yeah.
And $1.5 million here would be like 9,000 square foot of premium luxury, right? And 350 is their $1.5 million property,
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely.
and nicer than ever, and a bigger lot.
Yeah.
We have a lot of nice. When you really think about it, this community has so much that way. A great lifestyle for really, in the grand scheme of things, very low amount of cost.
This property was right outside of Hartman Reserve. Which
Oh
is,
wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Super
beautiful.
wooded area.
Very beautiful.
That kind of thing doesn't exist in California.
No,
To
very
get that
beautiful.
size of lot and wooded area like that, so people are surprised to see that kind of property in Iowa. When
Yeah.
they think it's all
Yeah.
corn,
Yeah.
farmland.
Yeah, no, I know, it's great. How do you as agents keep yourself motivated? What's your mental thought pattern?
You just have to think about all the positives that you've had with came from this business. I mean, you got to keep your mind on the wins.
That's a good point, Trace.
You just have to, because if you get down on yourself and get down on the dumps, I mean, then you're fighting two battles. I mean, the market itself and then your mental battle. So you definitely have to focus on the positives and keep it positive with your clients, because they don't want to see you in that negative mindset either.
Right.
If they
they're looking to you for hope.
Exactly. If they see you as the light at the end of the tunnel, I mean, you have to give that to them. And so I think that's a big part of relaying, like, I got you, we got this, we're gonna find you something. Maybe it'll take a couple tries.
Yeah.
But, if you at least tell them that and they understand that going into it, it makes it a lot easier on them and us as agents too.
Garrett, how do you address that personally?
I mean, the more positive voices that come into your head that you can give into other people is gold. I mean, you're huge in our lives, because, I mean, every day it's just nonstop positivity that's coming from you. So
I read a quote
I like
yesterday,
to give that to other people as well.
Yeah. We got to be the lighthouse. That's literally our job, is to be the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Especially in these times. I don't care if it's the real estate market or just what's going on across the world. Like, our job is to be the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Be the positive, be the bright spot, be the hope. Because people are desperate in their situations with everything, with all change, because all change initially feels like loss. That's the number one thing. When things change, it always feels like loss.
It's scary.
Yeah, it's scary, and it feels like loss. And then all of a sudden you start to see and you start to adapt, and you're like, oh. But then you find these hidden pockets of, oh, actually this is better. Oh, this is good. Oh, I didn't see the positive coming from this one. So just being able to navigate through that. But yesterday I saw a post on Facebook or something from a really high-level agent in San Diego, and he said, the world has changed. It matters more now than ever who you surround yourself with. And I was on a coach call we coached with John Sheplack, who's an amazing, amazing guy. And he said, what's going to determine if you're successful or not in the next couple of years in real estate is what's in your headspace. Like, it's good. This is all a mental toughness game.
Yeah.
So true.
And it really is. I mean, real estate's always been that, right, guys? Everyone who's in real estate knows that. I mean, you can get punched in the stomach and bummed out and lose a deal, and then you pick the phone up and, oh, you got this person that you met with 2 years ago, and they're like, now they're ready. Like, you can have highs and lows, but the ability to get back up, keep popping back up, staying positive. When John said that yesterday, this is going to be a battle of mental toughness. I'm like, yeah, and I thought to myself, oh, good, we got that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like we're in constant training. Don't you think?
Yeah.
We focus on it all the time.
Absolutely. And here's the thing: you can listen to, all the podcasts you want to. read all the books you want to, but you have to believe what you're hearing and what you're reading in yourself. You have to truly believe it, and that's the difference maker. So just keep at it. The pop-up factor, like
The
you
pop
always-
back factor is a huge key. Trace, any parting comments from you?
It's a fun market to be in. It's a challenging market to be in. But if you surround yourself with the right people, I think, people who got your back,
Yeah.
you're going to get the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're going to get you into the house that you want. It can be stressful at times, and don't get me wrong, everyone's had their stressful days, but we're trying to stay positive. We're staying positive every day, reaffirming everybody in our office that we have each other's back, not just our clients' back, but we have each other's back. I have Garrett's back, every week.
Doesn't that feel good? I have you guys' back too.
Yeah.
It feels good. Like
It does.
Okay, we have our tribe. We have a tribe that we know that we can come in, we can discuss the market, discuss whatever issues we've got going on, and you're gonna walk out of that room typically feeling lifted.
Yes.
Like, okay, we got this.
Always.
And that's the power of your tribe and the power of, again, who you surround yourself with. But if you're out there looking for a home right now, or if you're a buyer's agent that's out there and they're discouraged, take heart. But a real key to taking heart is a right mental outframe, a right mental frame on it. And just as Trace and Garrett have sat here and talked about how they're framing up the news, be the voice of confidence, be the voice of surety, be that stable, we have you voice, because it's what the world needs, it's what your clients need. And I promise you, if you stay the course and you live in the action economy, where you're always taking action, you're gonna not only survive this market, but you're gonna thrive in it. I keep telling my team, we're gonna take market share by night. We are taking market share by night because we are ready for this. We're ready, right? We've been in preparation. We have been preparing mentally. None of this is shocking to us.
Yeah.
We've been there. We've been preparing, and we've been trying to figure out our strategies. And if this happened, how would we deal with this with a client? So we're well prepared, and I think if you live in an action economy and keep your mind right, success, and even greater success than you maybe even had in the past, will be yours. You agree?
100%.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, reach out to us at amy@amywienands.com. Visit us on all of our social media platforms. We're always wanting to be a voice of hope, voice of courage, and a great resource to you at any time. So thanks so much.